thank you for your contribution to the field. I'm not quite sure about the great hair, I agree, but certainly, if you deal with the FDA long enough, you will. No relevant financial relationships. Is a 93-year-old male, presents to us with right lower extremity critical limb ischemia. Typical profile of the vascular path. He's ambulatory, outdoor, with assistance. He had a prior femperineal bypass with cryopreserved vein because of acid conduit 4 years ago in another institution. And he presents with hallux and toe dry gangrene with an ischemic profile perfusion that is severe. No infections in the toe, and again, no conduit available. Angiogram showed common femoral, sorry, it's not projecting too well. Distal SFA occlusion, as you can see there. Reconstitution in the P3 with a AT occlusion, perineal runoff as a dominant vessel, and a perineal that gives anterior posterior branches, dorsalis pedis reconstitution. So in terms of the analysis and lesson morphology, this is more for the fellows, of course. It's a CTO, distal SFA to popliteal, CTO, the AT and the PT, proximal cap type 1, distal cap type 1. Length is a long, lengthy lesion, and there's moderate calcium. So the plan was an antegrade femoral access and attend an antegrade approach and be ready for a retrograde approach, and those are the tools. We started with the antegrade approach, got our wire to the proximal cap, tried to navigate that, and we were unable to do that. We kept pushing with the support Navi and 014 wire, switch a couple of wires, tried to get through that occlusion and successfully. And in doing so, we got this, which I'm sure none of you ever had, but we do. So at this moment, case over, game over. We put a balloon. We managed that extravasation with just a little bit of a balloon and time. And we kind of examined our approach, and we thought to try to recanalize, to try to attempt to help the lesion. And because we have adequate collaterals through the perineal, we went after the proximal perineal. I think this is, a year old. I think another option certainly would have been dorsalis pedis and recanalize to the AT. Certainly, we wanted to show a little bit of more technical challenging. And we were able to, through the perineal, eventually rendezvous. And we were in two different lumens, and I'm sure that doesn't work for you. That doesn't happen to you either, but to us it does. But we put that balloon that we're looking for hemostasis, and we're able to puncture and get into that true lumen, so it took us a while. And then after we were able to do that, advance in a retrograde fashion, rendezvous being the same place, and then we snare. I wish I could be so cool and get that wire in the sheath all the time. I'm not that cool, so I use the snare people loves me though. They love me. And nevertheless, once we established this, simply the treatment of choice for this was balloon. After vessel preparation with this level of calcium was the shockwave, and after that, drug-coated technology. And the completion shows some, little dissection, no flow limiting, and adequate inflow to the foot. Preservation of that outflow, dominant has flow, and preservation of the run of no distal embolization, which was a main concern. And again, we still have another way of dealing with this if this doesn't do it, but the amount of ischemia that he has, we really orient our revascularization to the amount of tissue loss, and we try to be compatible with that. in an effort to minimize stuff. So that's kind of what it was, and he was actually able to survive his local anesthetic toe amputation and did well. Thank you very much.